6 years! I think that's how long it's been since I last did the LP for this game. The first one. 6 years. Back when it was 2008 when the game first came out in Europe, and then later on in Japan, North America. I was on my way out of high school at that time, and I was getting encroached into the LP style, or I was about to anyway. After having come off the heels of playing Advance Wars Days Ruin and enjoying the crap out of that game, because that game is great, and those little similar aesthetic touch this remake decided to give. I figured, like, oh man, they're gonna do this one right, and having been a big fan of this particular mythos for a very long time since actually getting into the series proper, I figured this is gonna be one of the dopest remakes ever. Hindsight is 2020. I mean, I was willing to give the doubt back then, even during the first LP. But as I have come to know about myself during my 7-year LP stint, I can be very fickle, and opinions can change on a dime. C'est la vie. Hey guys, I'm Ray, and welcome to Let's Replay Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, the remake of the very first Fire Emblem on the Super Famicom, Fire Emblem Dragon Darkness and the Sword of Light. Go away, Windows key, I don't need you right now. But Ray, didn't you already do something like this earlier? Why are you playing this game again? Okay, 2 reasons. First off, I'm gonna fix. I'm in a particular Archanea fix. I want to play some old school games again. Second, you may recall a few months ago that I actually streamed this. It was as a one-off, just the start of it, with Mel, Michael, and Cal. And I intended to upload it to YouTube, but I scrapped the recording because I wasn't really feeling it at the time. But now I got the itch again, and it's come to my attention that I need some solo FE recording power, because right now I'm only doing Sacred Stones and FE4, Genealogy of the Holy War. Those are group LPs, and I can only record those on Sundays when everyone is together. But those are infrequent, as well as the Heroes recordings are also infrequent due to the nature of that game. So I figured I need something a little more constant. So what better way than just revisit an oldie, huh? The game that started it all, the tumultuous and notorious remake of the very first Fire Emblem game. Start again, you little. So why not, right? So this playthrough is going to be a little different from the first LP. Hopefully, I have gained 6 years of competence back since then. Competence, he says. But it's still going to be pretty bare bones. I'm still not touching hard mode. There's still no way you can get me to touch hard mode without the normal mode perks, because that's the good stuff. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah, whatever. Turn on the tutorials, I don't really care. Long ago, Madius, king of the Dragonkin, conquered the continent of Archanea, giving rise to an age of fear and despair for all its people. That tyranny was broken, however, when an unlikely hero intervened. A young man hailing from the Altia region appeared with a divine blade in hand. Fang of Dragon and Blade of Light locked in battle, and in the end, Blade prevailed. For some time after, the land enjoyed an age of peace. However, after a century's passing, the Shadow Dragon returned. He forged an alliance with a fiendish sorcerer who sought to rule the world, and their combined might toppled kingdom upon unsuspecting kingdom. Again, darkness threatened to engulf the continent. It fell upon the King of Altia, sole descendant of the Dragon Slayer hero, to sally forth with the divine blade to fulfill his blood destiny. Sick art of Cornelius there, by the way. Cornelius is a dude who's underrepresented, considering he dies early on.
Pathetic weakling! You are a disgrace to the line of Henri the Great!
Cornelius, please, he's just a boy.
Stay out of this!
Oops. His son, Prince Moth, remained at home with the boy's mother, his elder sister, and a garrison manned by Altia's neighbor and ally, Gra. Funny joke, friend. Thus, the boy applied himself to the ways of both pen and sword. Until one day... Prologue. Prologue 1. So, picking normal mode opens up with a prologue section of Marth's backstory. Well, backstory, air quotes. 2 years prior to the start of FE1. Basically detailing how Marth escapes from Altea in the exile. It's serviceable, it does its job. Maps are simple and to the point, pretty much meant to ease newcomers into the game. Completely disabled by hard mode and up. Hard mode is divided into 5 sub-branches of difficulties, with Hard 5, Merciless being the highest. And it'd be the kind of a calling card that Fire Emblem would later try to ape itself over with until Echo decided to turn it back down. Hey there, tutorial, how's it going? I just like these because I like the sound effects in the menu. Thanks for that. So let's just set this right, fast. Cool. So we start off with Marth. He is our big boy protagonist. He's alright. He has 3 skills at base, which is weird for a particular main character, but he's rock solid all around, even in his babby 14-year-old self right now. Look at his babby 14-year-old self. His stats will grow quickly, and he's a pretty much of an offensive powerhouse. Especially once the game actually starts and he gets to actually use his rapier wit and rapier use against other enemies, because the rapier is one of the best weapons in the game, especially when it's forged. Overall, our big boy Marth, he set a good precedent for being the hero of the game and the series in general. I'll use the rapier right now, it's unnecessary. He has the same amount as the Iron Sword. So, the remake, this game has caught a lot of flack for being, well, it's topical now, I say this considering that Echoes is a thing now, too faithful to a 1990s Nintendo Famicom game. Really, this is probably one of the most unique things about it, this format Prologue, because they'd actually bothered to add some fleshing out to the mythos of Marth Sark. Although it was already done that in the Fire Emblem OVA, but no one remembers that. I like this particular shit right here. Check this out. Once Marth gets closest to the throne, these soldiers are like, oh shit. Nah! I love that. It's just like, duh, you can't touch this throne, kid. Oh no, you missed. What are you doing? See, it was like, it was a good effort to have this. I mean, I do enjoy the prologue for what it adds, or what it fleshes out in terms of the mythos. And I've said this before in the Sacred Stones LP that the Archanea mythos is my favorite of any Fire Emblem mythos in the series, with like Teleus and Neutral Tide, I guess. And there's Ellis, Marth's older sister. Respect her. Don't actually respect her. She's kind of indifferent right now, here and there, and you don't get to see much of her, unfortunately. A character that could have been pretty useful to expound upon. Marth's sister. I wonder how many people know that Marth actually has a sister. In the new fanbase, I mean, they say it blatant as day in the Marth's Melee trophy description that he got his tiara from Ellis, even though he's wearing one right now, but not the special one. Shh. Yeah, Ellis is one of those characters who really needed some fleshing out, along with a lot of other things. Prologue 2. So, this magnificent goatee affixed to a man shows up, and green show up. Goatee Man is new blood to the Archanea mythos. He's Frey. He's cool. He's also lavender-based and full of awesome. Also a bit of a canon immigrant. Frey is great. He's a bit fast. Abel's good. He's powerful. Well, I say that, powerful as much as a 40 strength growth can provide. They're calves, they do their job. I'm not using Abel. I am using this man, though. Engage Frey action. I can't say that action suffix yet. The main character that has birthed that phrase hasn't appeared yet, and won't for several maps. This map is also not really all that noteworthy. The only thing you need to know here is that, oh, there's an archer. And oh, I guess the weapon triangle is a thing now? One of the things that this game actually remembered to include that Echoes did not. Of all the things that Echoes decided to throw in, they decided not to go with the whole yeah, let's use a long-standing mechanic that has been used in Fire Emblem ever since the 4th game. That makes sense, right? And decided not to rework it. Like, at least they bothered to do that in this game as opposed to they do in Echoes. In some cases, Echoes is more of a one-to-one remake than this game is, although this game definitely beats out Echoes in terms of ratio rates of what is a faithful remake and what isn't. This game is way more faithful to the original Famicom game than Echoes is, and that's saying a lot. Whatever. You know, like another case that people get on this game's case for is aesthetics. I remember talking about this in this point in the original LP too, like battle animations, the aesthetic of the art style and stuff like that. Which, fair. I can probably give some credences to why some people would have grievances with one thing. For one, if anyone has one particular complaint that's valid, and I will never hold them against them for that, is the garish palette this game has. This game is bleak. This game is almost saddening bleak. You notice that I had to turn up the brightness of the map palette because it's so fucking bleak. Like, what am I doing here? This is a sad world. These are sad times. I'm not playing FE4 2nd gen. What am I doing? And here is the Emperor. Lord Jagan arrives. And Mr. Red over there. Yeah, those wounds. So yeah, really, Jagan is the cool guy here. I like Kane. Kane's alright. Kane and Abel are cool dudes, but Jagan is the one dude we're gonna be having all eyes on this dude. Look at this man. His spikes know all, they see all, they've seen some shit in his 50 plus years of life. Oh hey, it's Malladus, the tactician. He doesn't get to stay around for long. I mean, as far as the overall mythos goes concerned, because he's out in the sequel. I think he's like either retired or dead at that point. Otherwise, he serves as the tactician for Marth, and he's got a ball to blossom. He's all right. And Alice just tells him to get the fuck out of here. I will use myself as a martyr. Because that's what characters like me do, right? Martyrdom? Prologue 3. Thus, Prince Moth escaped Altea Castle with Sir Jagan and company at his side. However, this success would mean little to him once he learned the cost. The boy's woes were just beginning. Good old lemony narrator. So I was just thinking about the aesthetics. Some people, like, the maps... Oh, the maps themselves, they translate well from being in the original game, and the sprites and stuff, they look fine. And the backgrounds are cool too, but the faces and the battle animations are probably one of the more sticking, stronger points between people who have played the GBA games or the Teleus games, and then just come over to this game and just find the radically different art style. Because for all that the Teleus games were, at least their face sprite style was consistent with the GBA games, and that I think that attributes to the fact that Sachiko Wada, who was one of the art designers for a lot of the Fire Emblem games, and one of my personal favorite artists. She did the face sprites for all of the GBA games, and as well as the Teleus games, even though she was only the art director for one of the games, and that was Sacred Stones. I think Daisuke Izuka was the one who did the face sprites for this game. And he later would touch up a lot of the stuff that happened in between this game and the sequel. Jangen's like, hey Marth, you should go visit the houses. People love you. They want to know more about the sweet knowledge that you gain. The good old butt danger check. A handy mainstay from Fire Emblem since the Teleus games, and I'm glad they kept. This is one of the many things from the Teleus games that I was glad that they introduced. Go to it, Abel. You're errand boy. The sequel decides that you go against such AI tactics and the hard difficulties. Anyway, here's Jagan. Jagan is God. You will revere him, for he is God. Know him, love him, for he is love and life. And then there's Kane. Honestly, he and Frey are pretty interchangeable when it comes to growth rates. Their bases and what proficiencies they have are different naturally, but growth rates, they're almost identical. So yeah, you really can't just go wrong with either or, to be honest. All these dudes are just like, hey, we should probably stand around and look imposing to the 14-year-old ladder. He'll wet his pants soon enough. I said this before in the first LP that I kind of do like the battle animations. I mean, the GBA ones have had some pomp and flair, and Radiant Dawns were quite a sight to behold for the big Wii, and it wasn't really until Fire Emblem Echoes that it could be topped in terms of general animation quality for battle animations. It was really something to behold, to be perfectly frank. But I honestly do think the battle animations look okay for the most part. Like, okay, they're not perfect. Some of them do need work. That much is a general fact. Why am I using Frey? I'm using you fuck. Move. And some of them, I think, do transition pretty well over from the GBA games, which they were modeled from. This game, if you are a big Fire Emblem player, would probably notice that it cribs heavily off of FE6. Like, it cribs heavy off of FE6. Which is ironic, considering FE6 cribs off a lot of FE1. And I know in terms of animations, but also in terms of how classes are designed and stuff as well, in terms of stat caps. Considering that stat caps are not all 20s like they were in the original, they are all classes have pretty much identical to that of FE6's caps for the most part. This guy is telling you, hey, you dipshit, don't you overuse Jagan, other characters will eventually become better. I'd say fuck that guy. Jagan is love and life and he's invincible. He'll never die. So yeah, forts. You see right there from the tutorial. They offer 20% HP regen. A lot of the terrain from the GBA games, a lot of the terrain in this game have their effects neutered. It should be more like the ones like along the lines of what they were originally, as opposed to what they would be in the GBA games. Although, incidentally, they're more along the lines of what they would be in the Tellius games, to be honest. Where like Bushes you only gave like 10 avoid and 1 defense, as opposed to 20 avoid, 1 defense. And this game actually has forts, unlike the Tellius games, considering its map design. So I'm scatterbrained all over as hell in this in these videos. That's good for an LP to have, right? Being scatterbrained. At least I'm talking about stuff. As I said about the animations, while they're good, some of them don't really work all that well, to be perfectly honest. Like the fighters, they look kind of goofy. Like they look hella goofy. And warriors especially. At least they bothered to include the warrior class in this game, right? Come on, Marth needs heads to protect him. Oh no, mages! My res stat! Sire, what res stat? Oh, good point. Yeah, mages. Magic was a peculiar thing in the original, is that it did fixed damage and no one had res. No one had a res stat to speak of. Not so in this one. In this I had to remember, oh yeah, the res stat existed, because we put that in FE3, right? We should probably make it matter. What's up on this? There we go. So yeah, there you go. Magic actually applies to magic damage now instead of just it being a flat value. Well, considering that barely anyone has res, like Jagan is an exception right now, but that's only because he's a paladin, not because he's Jagan. I wish that was the case, but no. Classes like his and Paladin are exceptionally magic resistant. And later on, especially in the higher difficulties, it gets more and more spicy to be around magic. Gotta keep your eyes glued to the weapon. It wouldn't be a while before Firearm decided, you know what? We don't like having destructible weapons anymore. We'll do away with that. Indestructibles are the new norm. Which, fine, I guess? I mean, I've always been the advocate of a resource management, but I'm not gonna be too fussy if it goes away. Another thing about the no, not about the Hadouken. Another thing about the art direction is that, like, Masamune Shiro did the promotional art for this game, and he's a kooky artist. He does hentai, and his art style is particular. It's particularly goofy in how some of it presents itself. Sometimes some things can be off-model, like the background for what you're seeing right now. You see Agma's face right there on the background of this video. This is the promotional art that looks a bit off. It looks a lot off. some of the dudes don't look all that right. Even for some of the characters who do look okay, like Minerva or Linda, they're not perfect. But that doesn't really translate over to the face sprites, thankfully. Because again, I'm pretty sure Daisuke Izuka did the face sprites for this game. More just like, let me at him! Put me in, coach! Put me in! Like, no, my ball will have to stop you. I'm glad they kept the consistent face sprite style for the sequel, and had Daisuke helm the art style for that particular game. Although I wish we got to see more of the art of the characters. For all of the characters instead of just select. Because that was something I noticed in particular, for a while until Echoes, that there's been a lot of just singular character, a lot less of singular character art compared to the games of the past where pretty much everyone had a piece of art. But it was, I think it was like really noticeable in Fates, where like not every character had a piece of art available to them automatically. Like even Oboro, one of my favorite characters, her art was released later. Sacred Stones have this problem too, that its art for the characters was released only later, and even then right now they're not particularly all very good quality. And it wouldn't really be until Echoes that they decided, yeah, we should probably do art for all the characters again. We're missing out. Moth and his knights took refuge in the forest near Altia's borders, lying low while they waited for the right chance to escape the kingdom. Before long, the enemy grew less watchful, a time to slip away had come. Still, the prince could not quell the sadness in his heart for his sister Alice. Even through this game and the sequel, there wasn't a whole lot of all character pieces. They're just incidentals. Made me sad, because I would like to have seen how well either Masamune Shiro or Daisuke Izuka translated all of the characters in their particular art styles. That would have been neat. At least we kind of get something to see through the opening scrolls, because we do get to see silhouettes of characters every now and then. Although they tend to be eyeless, and that's a pet peeve of mine. Draw them with eyes, you fucks. I mean, I get what they were trying to go through with tonals of this game, but no, just draw them with eyes, you fucks. One actual legit compliment many people like to give to Shadow Dragon is, for all the shit talk people give it, most people definitely agree that, despite the lack of story content, it's well written. Thanks for that, Maladus. Like, the dialogue here is on point. 8.4 did a localization for this game, and it's a good one. For what little they had to work with, they made sure to get as much as they could out of it. And it works. It truly shows. Thanks for the keys, by the way. So this map is the dick. This is the map that everyone remembers because this is the biggest turning point of the prologue. Good old fawn. You see what I mean with the localization? It's good. It's quite sick stylistic. I like it lots. And they came back to do Awakening, and Awakening was solid. Rocks, all that. And everyone got up in arms when Treehouse did the localization for Fates. I don't really know why that is the case, though. Considering that I'm sure Treehouse did a good job, and everyone just gets up in arms because the censorship, duh. I'm just like, fucking whatever. The game still reads well. Check out this generic dude with the midlife crisis balding hair over here as a generic boss for this evening. It's 2 PM as I record this. Whatever. Point ahead is, this game has really good dialogue, and that I can never take away from it, sir. I just said sir, subconsciously, because I'm looking at the text, god damn it. So what we're supposed to do here is open the door, and then just try to bull charge our way past. If there's something in the way, that will determine the particulars, and here he is now! Grumph. It's Gordon! Everyone's favorite Shoto archer before it was a thing, and before Rolf decided to crib it. Gaggles! That's you on a secret, Gaggles. Sad for you! Metal Gear Solid. Yo, it's an enemy ambush! Well, that sucks. So yeah, there's Gordon. Talk to him with Marv so he doesn't get, in a particular midlife crisis of being dead. Or not! You could choose to kill him and the door will open because they're like, haha, he killed one of his own. What the fuck? And that's when the real meat of this map starts. Ooh. An iron bow? How soon we forget! Bows are, menial. Oh, here we go. Sometimes victory on the battlefield requires that someone you care about make a sacrifice. But parting with one comrade may be the only way to meet another. You need to learn to accept your losses in life and move forward. Great joke, friend! Oh, sorry. I just needed to let that out. Yeah, we'll soon discover that this game has a very morbid fascination with the idea of losing one's units. Yow, it's an enemy ambush! They know Morph a little too well, I think. Cool, dude. Gaggles! Gordon is an archer. Archers in these games are bad. They're awful. They have the movement of armor knights, and they have the movement type of armor knights as well. They're junk. Their base stats are awful bad. But bows are decent because they have decent power and they have good anti-flyer stoppers. And especially in this game where flyers can go down pretty quick to a strong bow. The one redeeming feature about archers is that they class change into the Super Baller Sniper, where they have base stats comparable to heroes, but getting there is a mountain climb, and Gaggles is not fit to climb this mountain, considering he has only over 20% strength growth, and that's terrible. What were they thinking with this kid? What were they thinking with archers in general, I say? Once you recruit Gordon, or kill him off, this happens. McGeal over there is the raw turncoat, decided, yeah, fuck Morph's dad. We're gonna mess him up real good. Surrender to us now and all that. Whoa, excuse me, you didn't have to hear that. And this is where the... This game decides to get a bit creative differences here, and I say creative, liberties is a better word for it. Sire, roll with me in this. Let's leave someone behind. They're not gonna come back, that's the thing. We'll have one of them dressed as you. I'm like, sure, okay. Sire, they're not coming back. We have no other choice. I remember going on a bit of a tirade here in the original game, or the original. All those armors, by the way, have silver lances, and they're pretty bulky. You can take them; it's doable. Not recommended though, because you're still stuck with it until you take a decoy. But you can do it. Anyway, the whole... I get what they were trying to go for with this particular scene. I do. War is hell. Parting with Start Sweet Sorrow. You gotta make sure you gotta make some tough sacrifices. This would work in any other game, but the problem is we're playing Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem. Hold on, I made sure to write this down. Fire Emblem! Protect your army with care! And, fuck the hell, because they're not important. Like, this is a game series that predicates itself on you trying to take care of your, soldiers and make sure they don't die, because this game series has a feature known as permadeath. Characters who die stay dead unless you restart the map, or are playing in casual mode. But this game predates casual mode. This is the first, and it won't be the last time where someone has to die in order for you to get something out of it in the long term. Yeah, Kane's gone. We ain't seeing him again for the rest of the game. Bye, Kane. You were, of, use, I guess? Abel's next to die, by the way. He needs to go. Oh, you have a rolling already. Stay behind and use it. You need to make sure that Frey stays safe. Yeah, I'm gonna have to throw Abel to the wolves here, because in order to get something else, he needs to die. Well, not he specifically, but someone needs to die. Because in order to get this thing, you need to have 4 or less units by the end of this map. Villages. Another thing this game chose to stick steadfastly to is that only Marth can visit them. Why or how? Fuck if I care. Or no, but it is the truth of this world. Obey it, live it, not learn it. It is a fact of life. Take note. But yeah, this game really. I'm pretty sure it was an experimental idea by someone up on the higher ups until the systems decided, like, yeah, you know what? People don't really like the idea of restarting for someone when they die. You know, let's play around that, and sure, I guess, and I get the thought process behind it, and in better hands it probably could have worked out pretty well. Like, you get some neat branching paths out, depending on how well you did or didn't do in terms of unit composition. By the time certain points of the game rolls around. But you only really get that on the very last side map in this game. And it's only lasts for the one. I really don't know why they did it. And it was thankfully retconned to hell and back in the sequel. When the devs heard the fans' outcries, like, wait, this is stupid. Why are we doing this again? Why are we killing off our own units just so we can get more? And they were like, yeah, that's dumb. Sorry, Abel. So yeah, they decided to make a valid case about this, and have several points in the main story of FE12, and where the game periodically checks how well you're doing on unit count, and browbeats you if you lose more units. Although, incidentally, the way this game handles the whole losing dudes has an interesting effect on Marth's characterization that FH12 decided to regress on. But this is a localization thing that I'll cover later. Right now we just need to get out of here. This guy needs to go. It's time for a boss battle! This guy's not cool enough so he doesn't get a quote. He does have a swing javelin though. Oh man. Doesn't even get a death quote. He's so undignified. I'll take that. With bated breath. Oh man, bonus damage. Whatever will I do? Effective damage was triple bite in this game. It wasn't in the original. It is in this one. Do her right by me, my duder. Pegasus Knights in this game in particular have, well, they hit for scratch damage in most cases. But at least they have a speed stat, unlike the GBA Pegasus Knights, where all they're good for is suiciding themselves onto someone in hopes of racking up secret kills. Oh, that's better than I was expecting. Really, Jagan's main growth is skill. Expecting him to get anything else is not on the cards, but he's okay. He's the Emperor. He's good. And in this village, is a steel bow. You can give that to Gaggles. Or you can choose to give that to someone that's marginally better than him. We're about to meet that person. Not this guy! Although you could make him one later. But Drog is a god. Look at him. His slick back green hair, emerald hair, his cobalt armor, the fact that he's voiced by Patrick Seitz in Fire Emblem Heroes. He's flawless and immaculate. He is a god. No, it's this person you give the steel bow to, because it's basically pink-haired Rebecca. Norna's great, and she's the main reason why I want to play normal mode, because for some reason people still haven't figured out a patch where, oh, we should probably put Frey and Nornan on the hard mode and up so we don't have to do this, and actually get something out of that's mildly difficult. By the way, Rip Kane. See you, Kane. Only not because canonically they survive in the sequel. Shh. Also, Frey is the canonical decoy, but shh. No one cares about that. No one cares about that. And so Martha is left Altia, heavy of heart and bleary of eye. Thematically, this prologue is pretty good, honestly. Like, it's a good opening. Like, it teaches Marth the whole semantics of what it means to be ruler, and, you know, you can't always get what you want, you're going to make sacrifices. At 14, that's pretty heavy. And considering this is the Mr. Fire Emblem, the guy is like, let's protect everyone that his entire characterization in any game that's not this one is known for. It's a pretty strong one. The localization paints broad strokes in an attempt to, humanize Marth more, as opposed to making him the bright-eyed idealist he is in pretty much every other game out except for this one, including the sequel, which doesn't really work for me. This Marth is honestly my favorite incarnation of Marth because I enjoy the more human Marth as opposed to the idealistic Marth. It was like, duh, everyone needs to survive, duh, it's a good run, duh. I like Marth in most instances, but Shadow Dragon Marth is definitely my homeboy. He is legit. And thematically, these prologue maps are a good indication of setting the tone for the kind of story that Shadow Dragon wanted to tell, I feel. But in terms of overall semantics of the game, the game and Fire Emblem in general, it falls on its face so hard. So hard! Ooh! I'll give it an A for effort, though.